Still showing that.
Captains for the Blue Devils are Brian Ray, Nehemiah Allen, Justin Canty, and Julius Mondesir. The head coach for the Blue Devils is Delton Cotton, and he is assisted by John Blake and Patrick Blake. Captains for the Trinity Episcopal Titans are Davian Brown, Mason Love, Ben Rosen, Miles Love, and Sam DiFrancesca.
All right, welcome to the home opener for Trinity football this year. And welcome to TESPN coverage of Prep League football. I am Rick Hamlin, joined here by JJ Welcher, class of 2027, and producer Ash Bell, class of 2026. We are very excited to bring you the Titans home opener. Trinity started the season last week up in Roanoke, beating North Cross 36-28, and Fork Union went on the road to Virginia Beach and beat Catholic High School 26-21. So, JJ, we got a couple 1-0 teams, Prep League opener, home opener, hot summer feeling day. How excited are you to get this thing going?
Very excited. You know, as you said, Trinity's coming off a great win versus North Cross. This high-flying offense was able to put up 36 points over a very good North Cross team. And the stifling defense also was able to cause a couple of turnovers, put pressure on the quarterback, and get a couple of sacks as well. So I'm just excited to see if they're able to keep this form.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last season was such an interesting one for the Titans. Got off to a good start, couple tough losses, including a big one at Woodbury where the Titans had, I think, a 28-10 lead that they squandered, and then came back with a big senior day win against St. Christopher's, make it into the state tournament, and had a 28-7 lead at Benedictine. Were you there, JJ?
Yeah, I was.
I mean, that's a game that I think anybody who was there will never forget, for the Titan fans for the wrong reasons, but tip your hat to the cadets who came back and knocked us off 29-28. And I know these guys all offseason from the day after that have been wanting to get back into the state playoffs, get that redemption, and just come back from what was a really heartbreaking ending to what was otherwise a pretty good season. So, hey, we're going to pause it real quick as we get ready to do the national anthem here. And JJ and I will be right back in just about 1 minute. All right, beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner there by the Trinity Pep Band. And man, I'm pumped for this one, JJ. Just being back here in the booth at Aycock Stadium. Titans in all gray today with the green helmets. Fork Union all whites with the white helmets. Temperature here at kickoff gotta be, I'm thinking mid to upper 80s. Yeah, 89 degrees.
Wow.
real feel even warmer than that, and then up in the 90s. And I bet on that turf down there, it's got to feel like close to 100 degrees out there. But in games like this, you know, cramping's always an issue. Got to make sure they stay hydrated, and that really starts last night. You know, if you don't do proper hydration the night before on a warm, humid day like this, it's almost too late at this point. So hopefully everybody took that seriously. And yeah, a couple of 1-0 teams. Want to give a shout out, if he is watching, to Mr. Coach Carter Tyree, who is out of town this weekend at a wedding, but set us up beautifully. And Ash hit a couple buttons, and we were live and ready to go. So Tyree, I hope you're having a good time, and I'm guessing you're tuned in to make sure that we got this thing off and running. And really excited, JJ, to be sharing the booth with you. I know we did some stuff together a little bit last year, and you're a great sports fan. And I know actually Lane Casadante is here, who I know we're going to try and get you hooked on with him for Junior Work Week down there with the big camera. So if he's here at halftime, I'll introduce you. But here we go. Opening kick, short kick, fielded by one of the upmen, and it's a solid return for the Titans, just across midfield. And I think it was Carson Parks. Little tough to tell, but I'm pretty sure it was Carson Parks, the senior running back, who fielded that ball and took it down to the Fork Union 48-yard line, and that's where the Titans will take their first snap from scrimmage today. Junior Deke Scogan, the new QB1 for the Titans this year after 3 years of Tegan Logan as the signal caller.
Very interested to see how he'll play today. Last game, he went for 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, but the 3 interceptions is a little bit shaky. Willing to see how well he'll bounce back this game.
Little inside pitch. They get the ball into the hands of Devion Brown, and he starts off the first play from scrimmage all the way inside the 5, and the man they call Fat Rat is pushed out at the 2-yard line, but a dream start for the Titans, and really simple play. And you know, you just talked about Deke put up some big numbers last week, but also the 3 interceptions, and actually got a chance to watch some of the film with a couple of the coaches, and I know they were frustrated at a couple of his decisions there, but that was just a great play that put Deke in a great position. And anytime you can get the ball in the hands of Devion Brown, good things usually happen. Devion just comes into this game as we hand off, and it's a touchdown, Titans. CJ Gray. There is no flags down. Sorry, I thought I saw one for a second, but I saw that wrong. So 6-0 in the first 30 seconds. Great start for the Titans. And yeah, Devion Brown, I was just going to say, is coming into this game 258 yards from the all-time receiving yards in Central Virginia, not just Trinity, but the 804 area. And he had 46 yards on that first reception, so whittling that number down to about 212 yards. And if he stays healthy this year, he's going to obliterate that record possibly as soon as the next week or two.
No doubt. Got to give credit to the offensive line on that play, though. Able to open up that hole to give Devion a path to run, and also give credit to Deuce Mason on the outside. He was able to hold that corner off so that Devion could get down the sideline. And if he wasn't caught, it would have been a touchdown very early on the first play.
Yeah, and he's also just 11 touchdowns away from the all-time receiving touchdowns record in the 804, which obviously that one's going to be a little trickier, but I'm sure he would have loved those last 2 yards to get what would have been his 27th receiving touchdown in his incredible career. Devion Brown is a senior who is committed to Penn State, the number 2 team in the country right now. The Nittany Lions cannot wait. I bet they'd love to have him today as they take on Florida International, and they got a big one coming up in a couple weeks against Oregon up there in State College, Pennsylvania. But yeah, unbelievable start here for the Titans. Great field position and a 2-play touchdown drive, and we now get to see Evan Goldschmidt, class of 2027, like yourself, JJ. He's been the starting kicker since his 3rd year now. He's made some critical kicks in his career. And that's a great kickoff that's going to travel all the way through to the end zone. And having watched Evan kick for a couple years, I don't remember him having that in his bag back in 9th and 10th grade. So I know he works hard. I see him up here a lot of times in the summers, in the evenings, working on the hot turf like it is today, working on that, not just his kickoffs, but also his field goals and extra points.
Going to be interesting to see this big Titans defensive front consisting of Miles Love, Big Mike, and very good linebackers go against this run style that the Fork Union Military Academy team plays with.
Yeah, Fork Union had Nehemiah Allen, their running back, ran for over 200 yards last week at Catholic. So he's definitely a threat. I think he's, I believe, only a sophomore or maybe a junior, but I know he's already getting some recruiting interest. And they're going to blow it's going to be a flag, actually, against Fork Union. I didn't see the signal, but maybe delay a game. That's pretty troubling if you're a Fuma fan to have a penalty your first play from scrimmage. They do look to run the ball with Nehemiah Allen, and he pushes for a good gain. Allen gets back the penalty yardage plus a couple, gain of 7 on first down, and really impressive job there by Nehemiah Allen just to keep his legs moving and move that pile with a lot of big Titans in there for about a 6 or 7 yard gain.
Yeah, this Fuma team plays with a bunch of grit and toughness, so the Titans are going to have to work to get every stop that they, try and get the running back on the ground. They're going to have to work for it.
Absolutely. Fuma head coach Dealton Cotton is in his first year at the helm, and I think he really has these guys' attention. I heard they've had a really great camp, and going on the road and winning at Catholic, come from behind win for them has got to have them coming in with a lot of confidence. That's a great job by the Titan defense swarming, and Ben Rosen was the first Titan to get to Allen that time. It's going to that's actually a loss of a couple. It's going to make it 3rd and 10, and going to put the Blue Devils in a passing down. Haven't seen them throw the ball yet, and I know this Trinity secondary would love an opportunity to defend a pass play here. Guys like Josiah Walker, you got KJ Harris out there, Khalid Rayner, Devion Brown is playing safety right now, so they got Fat Rat going both ways, and this is a tough group to try and throw against for the Fuma quarterback, and he's going to be sacked for a loss. That is Mason Love. Mason Love with the sack. Mason had a huge game at North Cross as well, living in the backfield, and Mason is committed to Howard University, I believe. It was a 10-yard loss, and Fork Union's going to have to punt from their own end zone. Joshua Landskroner, the punter, back there with not much room. And standing at midfield, Titan punt returner, Devion Brown. It's a big, high, booming kick. Bounces at the 45, and Fat Rat will not be able to field it. It'll roll out of bounds harmlessly at the 49. So good job by the punter there by Fork Union. I mean, when you're punting from your own end zone in the shadow of your own goalposts, a lot of bad things can happen. Plus, you got a 5-star waiting to return it. So got to be pretty happy if you're Fork Union that got it out almost all the way to midfield.
Most people agree that 3rd down is the most important down in football. Getting the 1st down can give you a lot of momentum, but getting the stop after scoring like Trinity just did can also give you a lot of momentum. So that was a really good sack by Mason Love just to get the momentum on Trinity's side and get the defense off the field early. They get to sit under the fan on this hot day, so get a lot of rest and be ready to go back out there.
Yeah, that's a great point, and I think if they can put teams in those 3rd and long situations, I just think this team's going to be really hard to throw against because you've got a bunch of elite talent in the secondary, and then with that front 7 being able to get pressure like Mason Love did, it's just going to be a recipe for nightmares for our opponents, I think, if you can get them in those 3rd and long situations. And that's why that sack was huge on second down. Officials in a discussion right now, which is why I have a little bit of a delay. I don't see any flags, but kind of a long conference by the refs. Still talking to that Fort Union sideline. While they're discussing things, JJ strikes me as we sit up here. It is very hot, as we mentioned off the top. We've actually had a pretty mild August, really, for Richmond, and the last 2-3 weeks have been relatively low humidity, nice temperatures, warm afternoons, but not uncomfortable, cool evenings. It feels like summer again today. This feels like mid-July with temperatures creeping into the 90s, heat index pushing triple digits, and ultimately there was a penalty there on the Titans. I never saw what the signal was, but they back it up 10 yards, and Trinity will start at the Titans' 42-yard line. The student section theme today of the beach was pretty appropriate with this weather, and great run there by C.J. Gray, who scored the touchdown on the first drive, and he was able to carry that ball for 15 yards on first down, and an easy first down again for the Titans.
I reckon they're going to keep it on the ground again here just to try and tire out that defensive line and board these corners so that when they do go to the pass, corners won't be ready. You hit one over the top for a touchdown.
Absolutely, and that Fort Union D-line, I'm sure they're tough kids. You got to be at Fort Union, but they do not match up size-wise with this Titan O-line. Little pass out wide there, caught by Fat Rat as Deke put it right where it needed to go, and that's the last play was a 15-yard gain. This is another 15-yard gain, so 2 plays and 30 yards for the Titans here.
Great play call there by Coach Bell to set up the screen to one of your best players, get him out in open space, just let him work.
Yeah, Malcolm Bell in his, I think, at least 6th year as the offensive coordinator for the Titans does an incredible job, really college-level offense here that Trinity runs. Play action, he's looking for, I believe Davion Brown was the intended receiver, but Scogan overthrew him just a little bit. He was open.
The idea made sense, though. The corner was playing on his inside, so he had to try and put it over the outside shoulder. That's a tough throw for any quarterback, unless you're in the NFL. That's kind of what you do. But
yeah,
for a high school quarterback, that is a tough throw. It was just a little bit off.
Yeah, definitely a good play call, and he beat the DB, but that is a tough one. Just a little too wide for Brown on the pass. C.J. Gray shows some patience, waits for that hole to open up. But a pretty good job by the Fort Union defense. A 3-yard gain. Tackle made by Sean Matthews, senior for the Blue Devils. It's going to be 3rd and 7. This is the first 3rd down that the Titans offense has faced here in the early going.
Pretty obvious passing down here. I wonder if Fort Union will send the blitz to try and hurry Deacon, which means that CJ would have to stay in the backfield, try and block for an extra second to give Deacon some time to throw. Maybe looking at a quick slant route here or an outside go ball if you want to go big.
They do go play action again. He's got time. He's got Brown. Just overthrew him. So they did not bring the blitz, to your point, JJ, and they actually stayed back in coverage and double-teamed, darn near triple-teamed Fat Rat. And still he had a step, just slightly overthrown by Deke. The O-line gave him great protection there, and it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 7 from the 25. I mean, this is right on the edge of Evan Goldschmidt range, but early going, Titans have pretty good momentum. Defense has been incredible in the first possession, so even if you don't get it, I think you're feeling fine about the field position battle. Throw again. It's a little bit high, looking for Deuce Mason, the Richmond Times-Dispatch Player of the Week. Deuce had a massive game last week with 142 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, but that ball was, Deuce is what, maybe 5'9", maybe, and that ball was more in the height of a Devion Brown. Just Deuce gets up well for a shorter guy, but not that well.
Deacon was hit on that play, which could have altered the throw, but I still think he should be able to make that throw, even if he was hit a little bit after. It's a pretty simple throw that you should be able to make.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Deke's been in this program for several years, but we still, got to remember this is only the first quarter of his second game as the starter. And, he overall had a great week last week, like you said, over 200 passing yards, but still not completely clean in the operation just yet, as Fork Union is going to use a timeout. So that's the second possession for the Blue Devils, and both times they've been a little disorganized coming out on the opening play. They got to delay a game to start the first drive and have to burn a timeout here to start the second drive.
It's a pretty smart timeout if you really think about it. Get the players a little bit of water, discuss your plans for the next couple plays, because they don't really run the huddle that much. They just go straight to the line, so you can discuss your plays in the huddle right now during this timeout.
Yeah, and a day like today, depth is a big factor as well, especially, if this game does end up being close into the second half. And maybe it won't. I mean, 2 years ago when Fuma came here, I believe it was 42-0 at halftime. And if memory serves, Ash, you might remember, I think Storms came through at halftime and they just said, it's over. There's no point in going back out there. But so, it is possible that maybe it won't be a tight game throughout, although I do think Fork Union is definitely improved in these last couple of years. And even last year, these two teams played. It was 42-29 for a final, so not a huge margin. And, of course, military schools, those guys never going to quit. So I do think depth will be a factor. I mean, it looks like the Titans have a lot more guys in gray uniforms on this near sideline than Fork Union has. Not a whole lot of guys over on their sideline if cramping or fatigue becomes a factor. Nehemiah Allen looks to run. He is going nowhere. And that was, I believe, it's Mason Love again. No, maybe not, actually. I believe that's number 0, Kean Montgomery. It's a little hard to see these numbers from up here. The green numbers on the gray uniforms. Got to look close.
It was a great block shed on the outside, though. Threw the defender off and was able to make a play.
Well, Kean, I mean, I think he is primed to have an incredible year. He's worked really hard, focused on football, focused on getting in the weight room, and he's just a really driven young man that I think is going to have a all-state type of a season. And I think he can absolutely play at the next level. Second and long. Once again, just no room to run for the ball carrier, Allen. That's got to be frustrating for a guy. And Nehemiah Allen, you ran for over 200 yards last week. So you had to, I'm sure, have some holes, but he has had just no daylight. Even his 1 7-yard gain, I mean, he really just moved the pile with strength, but there's been no holes in that Titan line for him to run through. It's going to be 3rd and 15.
Coach Wally has put this mindset in the front seven that, like, everybody needs to swarm to the ball. Everybody needs to be involved in every tackle, which is benefiting the Titans, like, a great deal. This front seven is very, very, very good and can go far places if they keep working together, keep swarming to the ball.
They do throw it out to Allen this time. Great tackle in space by Mason Love. Just perfect form tackle. Took him down by the ankles. And it's going to be another 3 and out. And 4th and close to 20 yards here. Fork Union did a great job on their first punt. And Joshua Landskroner is back out there.
Great job by this Titan defense again to get off the field quickly, get back under that fan, talk about what they're going to do for next drive, and hopefully keep up the same momentum of getting 2 3 and outs in a row.
high punt. This one's a little shorter. It's returnable for Devion Brown. And he is going to return it. I think he's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Titans. Devion Brown returns the punt, but I have just seen a flag is down. And unfortunately, I think that punt return is going to be wiped off the board.
This is a high-hanging punt for Devion to catch. For my baseball player, it's kind of like coming in on a fly ball. It just perfect momentum to shoot the runner out. So he just had all his momentum, was just able to carry it one move and get to the sideline, outrun everybody on the Fork Union team. But as you said, flag will end up costing them this touchdown. So the offense will have to go out there and do it themselves.
Absolutely, JJ. And just trying to look back and see if I could see where the penalty took place. So Titans will take over at the 43 in Fork Union territory. And yeah, that hold was just kind of right in the middle of everything. I do think it was a good call. Nice run there by CJ Gray. Picks up 8 yards on first down. I couldn't tell who the holding was on. But I think it was probably the right call. Even if I could tell, I probably wouldn't expose the kid. But all right, 2nd and 2. Back on the ground to CJ. Good tackle there. I thought CJ had maybe a little hole to the right, but a nice job by Fork Union's number 12.
It would have been pretty hard for him to escape that, though, because there was 2 converging in. Maybe if he had, like, a huge jump cut to the right, maybe. But, yeah, it was a great play by the Fork Union defenders.
Yeah, it was Justin Canty with the tackle. I just have so much belief in CJ. I just feel like he can do that jump cut. All right, 3rd and 2. And looked like Fork Union jumped there. And this is going to be offsides, and it's going to give the Titans an automatic first down, 3rd and 2. They're going to get 5. And pick up that first down without even having to snap the ball. Great hard count there by Deke. See Tegan Logan, quarterback here for the last several years, on the sideline today. Of course, he's a freshman at Hampton-Sydney, but is injured right now, so he's back with his boys. And Tegan was a master at that hard count, drawing teams off sides. It's Devion Brown now in the backfield. He breaks it to the left. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. Finally, they tackle Devion Brown. But, God, you can just see what makes him so special. He's got size. He's got speed. And he is so elusive and hard to bring down. It was, I believe, maybe might have been Quinn O'Brien who ultimately made the tackle. But a great run, a first down, about 15-yard gain for Devion Brown in the run game. So we've seen Devion as a pass receiver. We've seen him as a punt returner. There we see him as a running back.
It was great blocking there by number 22, Huey Stone, as well, to set that edge, make Devion go outside, and he was able to cut back in through more great downfield blocking by the Titans.
Pass is caught by Sam DiFrancesca inside the 5. Tackle made by Bryant Ray, but it is close to a first down. It's going to be, I haven't seen a signal yet. It is first down.
Great route concept there. Just a simple drag, wide open.
Yeah. Yeah, and DeFran had a great game last week. 43 yards and a touchdown. He's committed to University of Richmond, keeping it here in the 804 to play for the Spiders. Devion Brown on the run, follows his blockers, on his feet. Touchdown, Titans. And this one is not coming back. So, gosh, what about, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes ago, Devion Brown got into the end zone off the punt return. That one didn't stand as it came back for a holding penalty, but this time the points will stay on the board 13-0 with Evan Goldschmidt's extra point still to come. And the extra point is good. Evan Goldschmidt is now 6 for 6 on his extra points this year. So pretty much a perfect first quarter so far for the Titans. 14 points, 2 3-and-outs defensively. Did have that second drive where the Titans did turn it over on downs on the fourth down where they went for it, and Deke overthrew Deuce a little bit. But otherwise, really all three phases have looked good in the early going here for Trinity.
I've actually been pretty surprised this game that the run game is really what's been taking the Titans to victory so far. The 2 rushing touchdowns from CJ and Davion. But the passing game really hasn't been where we expect it to be. So I'm looking to see if they'll like turn that up.
Yeah, it's a really good point, JJ, and I think it's a really interesting question. So I had a long talk with some members of the coaching staff yesterday, and a point of emphasis for this game was to really keep it on the ground, get the running game going. And so that part is mission accomplished, at least early going. But I agree with a huge one next week with Woodbury Forest looming, a team that we've had really incredibly close contests with for the last several years, and probably on paper one of the toughest games of the year. You want to be clicking on all cylinders going into that one. And I agree the pass game has not looked quite how you like it. I mean, there have been a couple nice ones. The little slant out to Devion out on the right sideline. And, of course, the little pocket pass on the first play from scrimmage is technically a passing play. But I think we'd like to see just a little bit better timing with the receiving core and Deke getting on the same page. Still very early, though. Another big kick. Evan Goldschmidt out of the back of the end zone on the fly.
You don't see many high schoolers doing that.
Not see many high schoolers doing that. I am so psyched for Evan. Like I said earlier, if you heard me after his first kickoff, he works so hard. And, I mean, kicker is such a specialized position. You're doing really all the work kind of in the shadows by yourself. A lot of times he's not even on the same field practicing with the football guys. And I'm just really impressed with the gains he's made in his leg strength. So it will be Fuma ball at their own 20. Fork Union is yet to have a first down today. Really only had one positive offensive play where they got about a 7-yard run by Nehemiah Allen.
Yeah, they need to get something going. Maybe not a touchdown, but just something positive.
And yet again, the first play of their drive, they use a timeout. And Coach Dealton Cotton, the Fork Union head coach, I mean, he can't be happy having to burn 2 timeouts on these first plays of a drive. Now, of course, most of these guys are playing both ways, so it is, it's not like college or the pros where your offense is waiting their turn and coming out fresh and ready. But still, on a day where you really might need those timeouts, I'm sure that Coach Cotton is not thrilled to have to use them in those situations. One more thought I had, this is going back a few minutes, but about Deke and his hard count that earned the first down back on the last possession. But I mentioned how Tegan Logan was so good at that, and I'll never forget Tegan as a freshman stepped in and started when Jack Toscano, who was the starting quarterback that year, was hurt and missed a couple games. And we were here playing against Collegiate, who we have not played the last several years, but back when we still played Collegiate annually. And freshman Tegan Logan had 6 hard counts that drew Collegiate offsides. I mean, it was like unbelievable. He would just, hut, and they wouldn't snap it, and the whole Cougars line would jump. I mean, that's when I knew we had a real future there with a very cerebral quarterback in Tegan, and he led the Titans to a big victory on that day. And he really has been behind center for the most part ever since.
And those are the small victories that lead to the big victories. That's 33 yards that they gained if 6 times 5.
That's exactly right, JJ. And I think at least 3, if not 4 of them resulted in first down. So looks like he passed that skill on to Deke. Another running play there for Fort Union. No gain at all. Second and probably lost the yard actually. So we're going to call it 2nd and 11. Less than 90 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Fort Union bleeding that play clock all the way down 2-1. They just get it off in time. They go play action, roll left, and pass was incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Canty, but the quarterback there, Clayton Karambokas, really didn't have much. He was under some pressure, and a great job in coverage by the Titans.
Kia Montgomery off the edge was able to hit the quarterback's arm on that throw, which caused the wobbly pass. But yeah, it was a great job by Kean to defeat the outside and keep his contained so that the quarterback wasn't able to roll out further.
All right, 3rd and 11. Titans have done a great job thus far on 3rd down defense. Play clock again down to 1. Fumble. Fumble. It is recovered by the Titans. Touchdown. Well, yes, touchdown Titans.
Big Mike getting back there, forcing the fumble. Scooped up by the Titans and right in the end zone too. Fumbled around for a little bit, but yeah, scooped up right in the end zone for easy 7 points for the defense that time.
Yeah, that's Trey Cherry, who ultimately had the fumble recovery. My guy Trey Cherry, fellow Commanders fan, happy to see him get in the end zone. Another guy, I feel like I keep saying this about so many of these Trinity football players, but another guy, he works so hard. He's up in the weight room, working with Wally at 5 a.m. And he was on it. That ball popped out, like you said. Michael Gibbs kind of shook it loose, and Trey Cherry recovers, and it is extra point, no good. And when I said Evan was 6 for 6 on extra points this season after his last one, I knew as soon as that came out of my mouth, I was jinxing him for the next one. So, Evan, my bad.
Yeah, dinked off the outside of the post, unlucky.
Yeah, had plenty of leg on it, and we'll get to see him kick off again for the 3rd time here in this first quarter. But Titans have scored on offense. They scored on special teams, although that one didn't end up standing because of the penalty. And now they have scored on defense to take a 20-0 first quarter lead. I want to give a shout out to our producer, Ash Bell. Keep carrying on the family legacy started by our original producer, her older brother, Jeffrey. And Ash has been doing this for 4 years. And it's such a weight off my shoulders knowing when Ash is here, everything's going to run smoothly. So we appreciate you. Well, I did jinx Evan, so I don't think there is any jinx in you, Ash. I know you're always on top of things. Another booming kick by Evan. Again, through the end zone. If y'all haven't seen him in the past years, he's been a good place kicker and reliable on extra points. He hit a incredibly important game-winning field goal as a freshman to send the Titans to a state championship game in a state semifinal win at the buzzer against Flint Hill. But his kickoffs in past years, maybe went down to about the 20 at the furthest. He has put all 3 through the end zone here early in this ball game today, and that's just such a weapon in high school football. I mean, that field position difference of a team starting at their own 20 versus starting maybe, you know, at the 35 or 40. All right, let's see if Fuma can get a snap off here without having to call a timeout. They do get the play off. Shifty move by Nehemiah Allen, but he eluded the first tackler, but not the second, which was, I think it's Marquez Bullock playing his first home game as a Titan. Bullock, 10th grade transfer with a nice tackle there in space, and that is going to be the final play of the first quarter. Clock still has about 10 seconds on it, but the play clock has more time, so Fork Union's just going to elect to take a breath, get some water on this very steamy day, and we will flip the field, and it'll be Fork Union having a 2nd and 10 when we open up the second quarter here in just a minute. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. Stick around, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Good turnout today for the home opener. Student section's not packed, but considering how hot it is, it's a good crowd, and saw a lot of folks out there tailgating today. Great game day atmosphere. Fuma looking to pass, and Josiah Walker actually stumbled a little bit there in coverage, and it was open receiver Joshua Landskroner. Landskroner has also been the punter. We've seen him get off one excellent punt. And he was open, but slightly overthrown there by Clayton Karambokas, the quarterback. It's going to make it 3rd and 10.
Yeah, straight out the break, trying something different, which is what you have to do in a situation like this. You can't, keep trying to do the same thing if it's not working. Deep ball there was open because, like you said, Josiah slipped, just a little overthrown.
Yeah, he got good protection, too. I mean, Fork Union gave him some time. Receiver got open. Just overthrew him a little, but you can see he has a strong arm. So we'll see if they look to go back to the passing game. But on 3rd down, they elect to run it. There's just no room up the middle. This Titan D-line is feasting. And it's going to be 4th and 10, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see Landskroner move from that wide receiver position and head back to his position as punter. It'll be his 3rd punt of this first half.
Going back to the deep ball, they do have a height advantage there. Josiah isn't necessarily the tallest of cornerbacks, and number 2 Joshua, my bad, is a lot taller than Josiah is. So that was a pretty good idea on that deep ball.
Yeah, and Josiah does a great job. I mean, he's used to covering taller guys and usually definitely holds his own. But yeah, on that one he slipped, and I mean he looked mad at himself, which I don't see how slipping's really your fault. I mean it's something that occasionally can happen. We are going to have I think it was a delay of game on Fork Union there, so it'll push him back 5 yards, and Landskroner's going to have to punt this once again, really in the shadow of his own goalpost. Fork Union, I believe the farthest they've progressed the ball yet is like their own 22-yard line. Just horrible field position. Oh, they actually faked the punt. And they throw it. Intercepted. Interception by the Titans. Cole Dameron with a pick.
Interception by the Titans. Flag is down on the play.
Yeah, flag down there in the middle. I don't know, maybe there was an illegal block on the return. I also thought perhaps the throw might have been from across the line of scrimmage, which then it would just decline the penalty. Great hands shown there by Dameron. I mean, that's one of those where technically if you knock it down, because it was fourth, you would get it back up at the line of scrimmage. But I also think you got to have the mindset, if I can catch it, I'm going to try and catch it and take it to the house. And Cole Dameron is a guy that I'm so impressed with last year. He was really the only freshman that saw significant playing time and was a starter and a really solid tackler. Plays safety. He's a great swimmer as well. And someone was just telling me he's like one of the, I think, top 5 in his class academically too. So Cole is really just checks all the boxes that you would want in a student athlete. And it's like a little bit of a rain starting to come. I think this might, at least for the players, be a welcome sight to get a little wet on this hot day. And I guess maybe we must have a thunderstorm coming through. I thought there were no storms till later. They've blown the horn and they are getting the teams off the field. So we're gonna stick around for just a minute here. See if we can get any word.
You jinxed it again.
Ash is telling me I jinxed it again.
It's not bad.
Castilla gets into one.
While we wait for the weather to pass, everyone consider waiting.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna have a delay here for probably about 30 minutes, I think. And there are some threatening clouds right across the river there. So, hey, hope everyone will come back. We will be back when this delay passes. So hope everyone will come back and join us to check out the rest of this Prep League football game. But with 10:45 to go in the second quarter, the current score is Trinity Episcopal 20, Fork Union Military Academy 0. And we'll be back once the authorities deem it is safe to play again. I'm guessing probably 30 minutes. See you then.
Waiting it out here.
right, welcome back. The storms have passed. We're going to pick up where we left off. And it was, if you remember, if you were watching us before the break, there was Cole Dameron intercepted the fake punt, but there were offsetting penalties. Ineligible man downfield for Fork Union, but a personal foul on the Titans. I think late hit on the quarterback. So it's 4th and 15. Welcome back, JJ.
I was enjoying the break, just chilling.
It was, I was socializing, as I sometimes have been known to do, talking to a lot of folks in Titan Nation, but thanks everybody who came back. 4th and 15. This time Fork Union does punt. They faked it previously. It's a high punt, not too far, but gets a big bounce. And of course you can imagine the turf is a little bit wet after the storm that came through, and Devion Brown slips and falls. So JJ, I'm really curious. I don't know if you watched any of the Cowboys-Eagles game the other night, which had a pretty lengthy lightning delay. And one of the things they talked about on the broadcast was how hard it is to play, and you're warm, you're loose, and then you stop, and then we've been on a delay for a little bit over an hour now, and then to get yourself loosened up and stretched out again. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they come out.
Yeah, I agree. It is pretty hard after coming off of a rain delay when you're doing nothing, just sitting in the locker room, and Fuma was sitting, I think, in the softball dugouts, just doing nothing, to come out to keep all your limbs warm and still have like the mindset that like, all right, I got to finish this game out. And there still is this quarter plus 2 more to play after this.
Right. I mean, it feels like, we've been here for about 2.5 hours, but we're really just 1 quarter and 1.5 minutes into this ball game. They did say, the athletic department told me there's more storms in the forecast, maybe after like 4 to 4:30. So I think they're going to do an abbreviated halftime just to try and get as much of this game in as possible in case more storms are coming. So first play out of the delay was a running play, and the Titans picked up about 4 or 5 yards.
It's a good play to start off a break, get the offensive line back in that collision, get their limbs all warmed up.
This one's play action. Deke rolls left, hits Hugh Stone. Huey, who just announced yesterday at morning meeting his football commitment to Carnegie Mellon University up in Pittsburgh, a very strong academic school at the D3 level. Huey, we have not seen him have to punt yet today, but he's the punter for the Titans as well as tight end. And he picked up 4 yards on that catch, and it'll be 3rd and 1.
The play action call after a run play is very good. See lots of high-level teams do it. It sets up lots of space for short passes like we just saw Titans do.
Yeah, Carson Parks hits the hole there. He's going to have a first down across the 35. Brought down to about the 32-yard line. And definitely a lot of people left during the delay, but still a lot of folks here. With a 20-0 score, hot day, long delay, I thought maybe more people would leave, but still a pretty good crowd here at Aycock Stadium. 20-0 Titans lead, and the clock is rolling. About 8.5 to go in second quarter. Hand off again to Carson Parks. He shows off his speed. Bust through the line. Touchdown, Titans. Carson Parks, 32-yard touchdown run, and Titans came out of that long delay looking pretty great.
Yeah, just a simple eye power up the 2-hole. Carson gets a good head of steam, runs over the safety at around like the 15-yard line, which is something that you want to see out of a break. He's looking for contact, and that was just a great sequence of plays for the Titans on that drive.
Yeah, all positive plays, mostly on the ground, plus they threw a little play action in there. Evan Goldschmidt's extra point is good as he gets back on track. And I tell you, Carson Parks, I don't know if he's trying to play at the next level. I know he also is really strong in track. But if he's putting together a highlight tape to show colleges, I think that play will be in it. I mean, his acceleration through the hole And then, like you said, JJ, he leveled that safety who was waiting for him, ran right through him, and barely slowed down all the way to pay dirt and to make it a 27-0 lead.
Yeah, not sure if you noticed, but Coach Mickens was absolutely fired up after that truck. He ran, sprinting down the sideline, a little fist pump, all that.
Yeah, Coach Mickens, he was staying loose during the break. I saw him dancing a little bit outside the locker room, and I got the opportunity to go in the locker room during the delay, and it was good to hear from those guys. And they were just staying loose. I mean, obviously it helps when you have the lead and are, you know, be a lot different if you're down 20-0 or in a tight game. So just it was fun to watch them in there. They were playing music, dancing, and everything is pointing up for the Titans right now. I mean, I think now you just want to keep the shutout, keep everybody healthy, of course, and hopefully this is a day where we'll get to see some of the depth as well. Great long kickoff again. Evan Goldschmidt, I got to talk to him during the delay. I said, Evan, when did you start kicking it through the end zone every time? He said, you know, Coach, I've been working. Hard work pays off. And we see it there again for the junior kicker. Excuse me. Apologies. It's the first thing they teach you. Don't cough on a microphone, but sorry about that. All right, Fuma's going to take over yet again from their own 20 where they've started basically all their drives as Evan has continued to put these kickoffs through the end zone. Looks like it's back on the ground to Nehemiah Allen, who picked up not much. I mean, really, they spotted that ball right back on the 20. Nehemiah Allen, we mentioned earlier before the delay that he ran for over 200 yards last week at Catholic, but he's not his fault, really. He just had very little room to run with the big Titan D-line, and the linebackers also flying to the ball.
Yeah, this D-line is doing their job very well, filling up all the gaps that a running back would usually try and look for, and the linebackers as well, just staying in their assignments and making all the plays.
Here's a completed pass. Positive play for Fork Union. The catch made by Bryant Ray and tackle made by Josiah Walker. So that was a gain of 9, and it'll be 3rd and 1.
Just a simple in route there. Sets up the short, the 3rd and short, which is what you want to see if you're Fork Union. Haven't had many positive plays, but that one goes for a pretty good gain, about 8 yards.
Yeah, that was really well executed play, and I think only the first or second completion for the Blue Devils. All right, the 3rd and short, and Titans jump through is going to be offsides.
Offsides on the defense.
I think it looked like Titans were trying to time that. Michael Gibbs, Big Mike, I think was trying to time the snap and bust through the line on that 3rd and short, but he jumped a little early, and that is the first down for Fork Union. This time it's a toss, and great job there. That is Khalid Rayner, who made the tackle for a loss. He came up from that safety position, and they're going to actually spot it really pretty much right where the line of scrimmage was, but oh no, they did move it back. So going to be 2nd and about 12, but great open field tackle by Ka.
It's a great job by all the Titans defense. Really, what the running back wants to do on that is to get outside of the defensive end and cut inside the corner, get back outside. But the entire defense was moving to the left with the play, so that just wasn't allowed to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, you can understand why Fuma would try and want to go wide with it because they've had no luck between the tackles. But we're going to have this play blown dead, flag down.
Delay of game on the offense. Still second down.
Delay a game there. What's the call against Fork Union? So that'll push it back. Second and about 17. Look to pass. He's got some time. He's got a man open over the middle. It's a really positive play. Fork Union's biggest offensive play of the day. Justin Canty with the reception of the pass by Clayton Karen Bocas, and that play covered about almost 40 yards. Canty found a gap right through the heart of the Titan defense, and the O-line gave Karen Bocas protection, and he hit Canty in stride. Really great job there by the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it was a great route concept. They had two goals on the outside that pulled the safeties out, and then a post through the middle was wide open, just lofted it right over those two linebackers.
That's great analysis by you, JJ, and that's why we got JJ up here. Let's see if this builds some confidence for the Blue Devils. Well, nothing doing there. Big Mike comes back in with a great tackle. Mason Love and Trey Cherry all met at the ball carrier. It'll be 2nd and 11. Good response by the Titans after giving up that big 40-yard pass play to Canty.
Yeah, that was a confusing play call. I thought they would go back to the air. They had two good passing plays this drive, so and the run game hasn't been working as well as they would hope so. So yeah, I was surprised to see that they went back to it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Fork Union, if you want to have any chance to get back in this game, I mean, got to get points on this possession. It's the first time they've been in Titan territory. Their first couple first downs of the game. There's nothing doing there, though. Ben Rosen pressured the quarterback, and then he stepped up into a whole host of Titans. I think Kean Montgomery maybe had the sack, and I think I also saw Sadiq Pone maybe in there, number 53, I believe it is. So it was Ben who came off the edge, and the quarterback, Karen Bocas, stepped up to avoid that, and Sadiq Pone and Miles Love, Trey Cherry. I'm not sure exactly which one will get credit for the sack, but they all kind of converged at the quarterback there. So it'll be 3rd and about 19. Play action. Pocket collapses, and quarterback runs for a yard or two, but nowhere close to the first down. And it's Jack Brotherton on the tackle. So not a sack. I'd say Karen Bocas picked up about a yard. They'll make it 3rd and 18.
Yeah, but going back to that sack on 2nd down, the Titans sent 6 there, so somebody was coming through free, and it just happened to be on the opposite side of the running back, which made it a lot easier for Ben to come through.
So 4th and long, I don't see any sign of the punter. It's been Joshua Landskroner who's punted, but he's set out wide to the right. So Fork Union is going to go for it here on 4th and about 18. Look for some trickeration. They try the reverse. Ball is down. Ball is still down. Ball is still down. And the Titans recover. Of course, it was 4th down anyway, so even if Fuma recovered, it would have been Trinity ball. But coming out of there with that football for the 2nd time today is Trey Cherry. He had a fumble recovery for a touchdown earlier, and he came out of there with that fumble recovery as well. Great job by Trey Cherry, your classmate JJ in the class of 27.
Like I said, Coach Wally teaches swarming to the ball, and that's what they did on that play. Fork Union tried the trickery, which you kind of have to in this situation. Down by a lot, not much happening, just got to try something. But yeah, swarming to the ball and able to jump on it. A little unfortunate they weren't able to pick it up because of all the bodies, but fumble recovery for Trey Cherry. You said 2nd of the day?
Yeah, he's the one that had I think the fumble recovery for the touchdown back in quarter number 1. So it just shows you what a ball hawk Trey is. He's everywhere, man. Sometimes he's out in pass coverage. Sometimes he comes down for run stopping. He's blitzes. He's a great tackler, and obviously has a nose for the football with 2 fumble recoveries in this first half. All right, 2:17 till halftime. Titans come with their own reverse. Deuce Mason, he hits the hole. Good run by Deuce. We mentioned it earlier, the Times Dispatch Player of the Week. Last week, Deuce Mason had 7 receptions for 142 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. And this time he took the end around for a gain of 14 yards and a first down, Trinity.
Looked a little shaky at the start because 4 games defensive line got really good push, but he was able to pitch it out to him, get him on the outside where there was only 1 defender there really to stop him.
Yeah, they got some penetration, and it was a good block, and then Deuce turned on his speed. Play action this time. Deke's in trouble. Throws it off his back foot, but he hits it. Deuce Mason catches it, and he takes that ball down inside the 10. I think he might have stepped out. We'll see where they mark it. It's another Trinity first down. Officially, they're going to spot that ball at the... No, he didn't step out. I thought he might have around the 10, but they've got him all the way down to the 4-yard line. First and goal as Deuce getting highly involved on this drive.
It was a great play by Deke to step up, feel the pressure coming from his right side, and avoid the pressure coming from his left to roll out, hit Deuce on the crossing route, and just let him get into open space and run.
Yeah, it's a heck of a throw by Deke. Really good to see him handle that pressure. And it's another touchdown by Carson Parks, his second of the day. Carson practically untouched on that one. So that makes it 33-0. They'll kick the extra point. Evan Goldschmidt thus far today is 3 for 4 on his extra points. And 4 for 4 on kickoffs for touchback. Not his prettiest, but it did squeeze through. Didn't have great height on that one, but counts nonetheless. So 34-0 Titans.
Great drive there for the Titans to end around the first play, and then that great play by Deacon to step up, feel the pressure, hit Deuce on the crossing route, and then from the 4-yard line, it's basically just if he can get a goal, not many people are going to be able to stop Carson Parks getting a full head of steam. So just an easy touchdown.
I love the way that he hits that hole. I mean, he's just kind of a violent runner. He's not the biggest dude, but he hits it with such acceleration. And it's nice to see the Titans' response. I mean, I wouldn't say they faced adversity per se, but Fuma was starting to put a drive together, put some positivity together. And as soon as the Titans took a little bit of got rocked just a little, the defense stiffened, created a couple negative plays and a turnover, and then the offense immediately came back with a score. So order is restored as far as the Titans are concerned. 34-0, 1:31 to go to halftime. But again, I said this a bit ago, but just a reminder that halftime will be much shorter than usual. We already had over an hour delay for thunderstorms in the second quarter. So instead of a full halftime, I'm told it's going to be an abbreviated halftime. So please do stick around. I usually go get a halftime snack, but I'm going to stay here, not leave JJ and Ash. I think they were worried if I was going to make it back after the delay. But big kickoff again through the end zone by Evan. I tried to jinx him that time.
Yeah.
and he's just too good right now at these kickoffs. And you can't say it's with a win because he's put them out of the end zone.
Both ways. Yeah.
Both ways in both end zones. One of the things I'm really excited about this season, Coach Sam Mickens, I believe it's his 13th or 14th year as head coach, and he's always surrounded himself with a great staff of assistants. And this year, he's added to what was already a great staff. Of course, the coordinators, everybody knows, offensive coordinator Malcolm Bell, one of the quarterback gurus in the whole state, defensive coordinator Wally Rayner, longtime NFL player, as well as longtime assistants like Timone Brown, Joey Knuckles. Great catch, near catch there, one-handed, but it ends up being incomplete. Offensive line coach Mitch Rosen. But adding to some of these guys who've been around a while, we have Tink Boyd, who was a legend here as a Titan and then went on to play at Virginia Tech. Tink's a guy I know very well. I got to coach Tink in basketball on multiple prep league and state championship teams. And he's the all-time leading receiver in school history, so he's wide receiver coach now. TB, Tori Burston, who was a great football and basketball player here, who's joined the football staff this year, as well as some other guys. Mr. Scogan has joined the staff. Mr. Edwards, nice tackle there in the backfield again as the Titan defense just continues to dominate. Deuce Edwards' dad. Trying to remember, Terrence is his real name, but I think they call him Turk, is coaching in the staff as well. So Chris Berkeley, who's been on the staff for many years, it's just an elite level. I cannot imagine any high school staff in the state has the credentials of what we have here at Trinity Episcopal. And I know Coach Mickens loves having all these guys to lean on, and just allows him to delegate and motivate and do the things that he's best at. All right, third and long, third and about 17 for Fork Union.
Timeout. Fork Union.
Timeout called by Fork Union with 35 seconds till halftime.
How much time is on the clock?
Again, abbreviated halftime.
We're able to get Trinity on their half of the field.
JJ, as we have this timeout, just curious, as this is only the second game of the season, Titans look to be in good shape to hopefully improve to 2-0. But what are some things you're looking for with this football team this year? Obviously a very challenging schedule with the likes of Woodbury, St. Michael, Flint Hill, and then, later in the season you see teams like St. Christopher's, Glen Allen, and of course the season finale, Benedictine. What are just some of the things you're looking forward to seeing with this talented group?
Like I said, this front seven is very, very, very talented. Coach Waleed's got them in the insane mindset. So I'm looking to see their growth throughout the season. They are already really good, but I want to see them become great. And then on the offensive side, I want to see Deacon Scogan's improvement. He's a very good quarterback, very talented. But today we've seen him miss a couple throws, 3 interceptions last game. So I want to see his progression into next season and this season as well, while we have this great team.
Yeah, this group of seniors, their 9th grade year was probably the best team in school history. That 2022 team that went undefeated and won a state championship. And I want to see if this senior group, as Fuma runs the ball here on the final, might not be the final, could be the final play of the half. We'll see. Titans do not elect to call a timeout. They could call a timeout here and try and get the ball back, but 34-0 lead, I think kind of more of a sportsman-like thing to just let it run out. And as it runs out, though, this group of seniors for the Titans, guys like Kian Montgomery, Devion Brown, of course, Carson Parks, Mason Love, Miles Love, Ben Rosen, Hugh Stone, Sam DeFrancesca, Jack Brotherton, Sean Hargan, Beck Sullivan, Clay Pruitt playing this year. It's a really, really talented group of seniors. And can they have that same impact that the class of 23 had, where you had, I think about 11 guys who went on to play Division I football. That would have been, I guess, the year before you arrived as a student here, JJ, but I'm sure you heard about that.
I went to that state championship game before I even knew, me and my dad just knew it was good football, so we wanted to come because it's better than, the state championship from where I'm from. And I didn't even know, if I wanted to come here yet, but we just went to the game because, like I said, I'm a football fan, he's a football fan. We just like watching good football, so, yeah.
Yeah, even the state championship game, you would think the toughest competition you're going to see. I think we won 35-0.
Yeah.
It was just such an unbelievable team, and I'm not trying to put the pressure that this team will be that good, but I do know that these seniors played with those seniors, and they had role models that they can really try and, have a similar type of a season, if at all possible. All right, so we don't see, the teams are not going to the locker room. I was just told abbreviated halftime. I don't know exactly how long, but it doesn't look like anybody's getting too comfortable. So I think they're kind of just getting a water break. So we will definitely keep the coverage rolling. JJ, so early in this school year, you're upperclassman now, 11th grade. What's been the best part so far about junior year for you?
Well, 2 study halls, like sign outs. I mean, we had that last year, but this year just feels a lot better because the workload is a lot more.
Yeah.
It's not too much different from sophomore year. Just harder work because I'm in IB classes now.
Yep.
But that's really it.
Well, everybody tells you in 9th and 10th grade, like, oh, just wait till junior year.
Yeah.
That's when really the work picks up. So you're seeing that now. And Ash, as a senior, is like, oh, you think junior year is tough? Just wait. I don't know. It's the same. Ash says senior year is the same.
Junior year was rough. For me, at least.
Well, I've always felt like the hardest part of high school is first semester of senior year. You're not in college yet. The pressure is on. The classes are hard. And then spring semester senior year is just riding out into the sunset. So, but overall, I mean, it's obviously very early in this school year, but it seems like the spirits around school have been great. I'm sure we have plenty of Trinity alums watching, and we can assure you that the school that you know and love is thriving here, and we hope we'll see a lot of alums back on campus this fall with this is our first of 5 regular season home games, and it's a really strong home schedule this year, highlighted by what next week, what I think is going to be in a lot of ways the game of the year against Woodbury. The winner of that game has won the Prep League for 4 years in a row, I believe. And then, of course, we also have the Flint Hill game. That's a team that we saw in the state tournament a couple years ago. That's a strong program coming down from the Northern Virginia area. The homecoming game against Anacostia coming down from D.C. And then we've got Senior Day, Benedictine, always the game for Titan Cadet game. I mean, the winner of that game has won the state championship every year since, I believe, 2018. So it's really been the 2 dominant programs, and that game will be played here at Aycock Stadium this year, which, your freshman year, we played our home game. We ended up doing it at Huguenot High School under the lights, but this year it'll be right here at Aycock, and that'll be a great senior day. And then if we're fortunate enough to, possibly host some state playoff games, as we didn't get to last year, but we have in previous years. So it's a great home schedule. All our home games are free, at least in the regular season. So, I mean, what could you ask for more of a day of free entertainment than watching this great Titan football team and its loaded schedule this year, for sure.
And then tomorrow you got the NFL on. Everybody's watching.
Oh, man.
Week 1, yep.
I am so excited.
Where we get the tags at, like a little.
Had a couple visitors in the press box wanting to know how they can watch the live stream. So if you're watching us, you obviously found us, and so glad you're with us watching this Prep League football. So teams are warming back up. I anticipate we'll get started here very shortly. The referees are coming back onto the field. Now in the second half, JJ, you probably are aware, but if the margin gets to 35 plus in the second half, it becomes running clock. So if the Titans can score, now Fuma will receive the second half kickoff, but the Titans can score, and then things kind of can fly by in the second half. And we talked earlier about that 2022 team that was undefeated, and I think most of their games ended up with a running clock that season. We didn't have too many end up that way in the last year, certainly. Titans had a good year last year, but not the dominance that we saw in 2022 and even 2021 when the Titans won the Division I state championship as well. But yeah, you mentioned NFL starts tomorrow. You know I'm gonna be locked in at 1 o'clock for the Commanders, as I'm sure you are as well. Sophomore year for Jaden Daniels, JD5, man, can't wait to see him out there against the Giants. And a lot of intriguing games this week. I think Ravens-Bills, I mean, that could be potential AFC Championship preview. I think Lions-Packers will be a good one. Two playoff teams from last year. And yeah, just, you know, JJ and I, huge football fans, so week 1, it's gonna be hot up there in DC for that one for sure.
Yeah, it's just a great time for sports in general. Like coming into the school, well, fresh off of summer, had all our fun.
Yeah.
Then coming into the school year, you got NFL, you got high school, college, you got soccer starting up too, Premier League. I watch French football.
Okay.
So,
PSG fan?
yeah. Playoff baseball coming up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even U.S. Open tennis has been going on the last couple weeks. The women's championship is today at 4, men's tomorrow. Sinner versus Alcaraz is should be an incredible match. Yeah, this is the best time of year as a sports fan. You know, I love my Premier League soccer too. Got my Liverpool jersey on. Y'all, PSG knocked us out of the Champions League last year, so I was mad about that one. But it really is a great time for sports, and I know you're a baseball fan and baseball player as well. In fact, JJ, during the delay, I was talking to a Trinity parent. I said, how's the broadcast going? I said, I think it's going well for the first game. I said, oh, who's up there with you? I said, JJ Welch. I said, oh, JJ, he's a great baseball player. So I think it was the parent of one of your teammates from last year. So you got a shout out for your baseball skills and taking it, I'm sure, to the varsity level this year. And hopefully doing a lot of stuff with TESPN as well. So, yeah, I told my sports broadcasting class yesterday, I mean, you got a dream weekend this weekend with NFL starting, college games, as well as baseball, as well as, like I said, tennis. NASCAR playoffs have started, if that's your thing. So there's a whole lot going on. All right, back to football. We're about to have the second half kickoff. Devion Brown has taken his pads off, so his day is done. I think not through injury, but just keep him fresh, keep him healthy, and get him, wrap him up in cotton wool to get ready for the big one against Woodbury next week, which we will, of course, have for you. That's a 2 o'clock kickoff next week with the Tigers coming to town. Ken Evan Goldschmidt put another kickoff through the end zone. Boy, it sure looks like it. In fact, the kick returners, they didn't even bother. They didn't even move as that one is still rolling. Almost made it to the softball field.
Just auto spot the ball at the 20, 25 at this point.
I am so proud of him. I mean, this is one of the real joys for me, getting to work with TSPN, but also as a teacher here at Trinity Episcopal School. I've taught Evan both in world history as well as in sports broadcasting, and he's such a great kid, such a hard worker, and like watching him just thrive at his job is really warms the heart, you know.
Music off, please.
All right, it's a toss. What a tackle there. That's Ben Rosen just meeting the ball carrier in the backfield. That is a 5-yard loss. Ben has been super active in this game. He's ready for a big senior year. His mom, of course, Jen Rosen, is the best, one of the, I shouldn't say the best because we've had a lot of great ones here at Trinity, but one of the most incredible team parents you've ever seen, keeping these guys fed and swagged up. And Miss Rosen has been doing it for many years, has been as the third Rosen brother to come through this program. And we're going to miss the Rosen family for sure. But Mitch Rosen has been on the coaching staff for many years as O-line coach 2nd and 15. Pass is off the helmet of the Titan defender there. I think that was KJ Harris. KJ was close to having that pick six, and JJ, I'm sure you know KJ. If he had that pick six, we would have been hearing about it all next week at school.
Yeah.
KJ brings a lot of energy to the field, but also to the classroom, to the hallway. He is seemingly just, he doesn't need caffeine. KJ just brings the juice to all situations. All right, 3rd and 15. Forking has been in these 3rd and longs all day. Pressure on the quarterback, fumble. Ball is stripped by Brotherton. Fuma does come up with the recovery there, which is important, or it would have been incredible field position. So David Jenkins made the recovery for the Blue Devils, but what a hit there by Jack Brotherton to dislodge the ball. And 4th and long.
That was like the textbook hit that you want to see, besides like when they come behind and swat the ball. But getting the sack, getting a hand on the ball, and unfortunately wasn't able to recover it. But yeah, that's just a textbook sack right there.
Yeah, Jack, you could see him just size it up and lower the boom. He's another guy that the coaches have told me that they're expecting really big things from him this year. He's been in the weight room a lot and just has that kind of that senior confidence that sometimes guys get, and it's just the switch turns and they go from being good to great, and I think you're going to see that from Jack this year. Another decent punt. I mean, again, it's hard when you're punting from your own end zone, and Joshua Landsgroner has done a pretty good job for Fuma. That one goes out of the 41, no return. I didn't see, with Devion done for the day, I didn't see who was out as the returner there. Not sure. Did you notice?
Deuce.
Gotcha, yeah. So Deuce Mason, and he's very capable as well. At times in past years when Devion Brown has been injured, we've seen Deuce as a punt returner. All right, it is still, I was curious if it would be Deke. It still is, which I think, good to see him get some more reps. But I am definitely curious about the quarterback situation, who the backup would be if Deke were to ever, God forbid he were to go down. I think Cole Porter has done some work, but he's more the JV quarterback right now. So still Deke for now. Great run by CJ Gray. He gets to the outside, cuts it back, and he is in for the score.
CJ Gray takes it all the way for a Titans touchdown.
Great run off left tackle. CJ had a big hole, and he showed his speed, and one play drive.
Yeah, this running back tandem of Carson and CJ is like just something that most high schools don't have. You have a power back and Carson who just runs straight through the hole looking for contact, and then you have CJ who you just saw bounced an inside run to the outside, gave a man a move on like the 5-yard line, and was able to get in. So that's like the elusive back power back combo that many teams strive for.
Exactly, that's what you want, and I do think few teams are going to have two guys at that caliber. So just pray they stay healthy all year. Not a very good snap, but Ben Rosen scoops it up, and he's actually going to hit the left side and go in for the 2-point conversion. Actually, that was Cole Dameron. Sorry, Cole Dameron, not Ben Rosen. My bad on that. And yeah, what a heads-up play by Cole. Not a good snap, but he just picked it up and hit the corner, and 42-0. I think I spoke about Cole earlier, but such an impressive kid, straight A student, elite swimmer, and as only a sophomore, one of the mainstays of this defense. I think I said Cole Porter earlier. It's Cole Butler is the JV quarterback, 9th grader. I think Cole Porter, he was like a jazz musician back in the day.
No idea. Yeah.
I don't know. But it's Cole Butler is the JV quarterback. And I'll be curious, would he get any reps today? Just a 9th grader. But this is the type of game. I mean, if Deke were to ever, hopefully he stays healthy all year, but were to need to be spelled, you want to get somebody some live action, I would think. I bet that Evan Goldschmidt puts this through the end zone again.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, maybe his leg gets tired. Evan Goldschmidt, end over, and boom, through the end zone. There's Finn Byrne back there just waiting to on the other side of the end zone to scoop it up.
Maybe eventually we'll just see the Fuma returners just stay in the end zone and take it out. Because, I mean, you're starting at the 20 every time at this point. You may as well just try and
Take the risk. Who knows? Maybe break a couple tackles. Yeah, that's a great point. All right, so looking at the Titan defense, looks like still most of the starters, although Mason Love is out, Ben Rosen is out, Michael Gibbs is out, so they are rotating some of these starters, getting some other guys some experience. Another running play, good run there. That's a positive 5-yard run. He didn't have much of a hole, but a nice job by Nehemiah Allen. Once again, Jack Brotherton at least was part of that tackle. So a couple of the guys I see out there who we haven't seen a ton of yet include Adam Goodman, 10th grade linebacker is out there. We see Marquez Bullock, who has played some. He had a good tackle in the first half. Looks like there's going to be a 15-yard penalty as well at the end of that play. Unsportsmanlike. Horse collar tackle. Okay, so that's gonna tack on 15, and Fuma's out to the 40.
It will be, yes.
Josh Amenzia is out there as well. And Josh, I've noticed, just busted right through that line there. There's Jack Brotherton again. Jack's had a incredible last couple series with forcing the fumble, and then he's made a lot of tackles. Jack's going to get actually a little breather right now, as well as Aronde Beeman, who is number 77. He takes up a lot of space. Big Bear, they call him. And that was for a loss of four yards or so. So it'll be second and 14.
Yeah, all these nose guards for the Titans are, like, huge. Like, you take out Aronde, you got Sadiq. You take out Sadiq, you got Big Mike. You take out Big Mike, you got Eli. So just, like, no easy matchup for the center.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, JJ, you and I are both on the smaller side, and I know as that ball was fumbled, and I think the Titans have it. They're signaling they do. They do. It is one of these aforementioned big guys.
Sadiq, I think.
Sadiq Pone, yeah. Sadiq Pone recovers the fumble, and that's one of the guys you just mentioned. But no, just to finish that thought, I was saying, you know, I'm not a very tall individual. You're a little on the shorter side yourself, and sometimes walking the hallways at school, man, I'll come around a corner and run into one of those guys you mentioned, and it's just like, they're big dudes.
Yeah.
And it's good to see. I mean, that's part of why Fumas had so much trouble running between the tackles is those four that you mentioned, Sadiq, Aronde, Big Mike, and as well as Eli. Eli's a little shorter than the others, but still a space eater and a great tackler and loves the physical football. And there's just very little space unless you have some real kind of meat grinder offensive lineman types. And the Fuma line is doing their best, but it's just a big size mismatch for sure. Ball handed off this time to, that is sure it's 25, but
He's not on you.
don't see him.
No gain on the play. Second hit.
I'm not sure who the running back was there. 25, not on our roster. Sometimes they change numbers.
Offsides on the defense.
Ultimately, that play is not even going to count because Fuma was offside, so should be a 1st and 5 as they replay the down.
And number 5 for Fort Union, Brian Ray made a great play though. Was able to blitz the gap that the Titans were trying to run through and dove in to make the tackle.
Ooh. Well, that was a heck of a hit. Welcome to varsity moment right there as number 53, Julius Mondesir came through, and I think that's. I'm going to try and find out for you who number 25 is, but I think it's maybe a JV player who, with this 42-0 lead, is getting some reps. But that was a varsity level hit there by the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that was a great block shed. I think it was the nose guard, but yeah, block shed the center and got straight through. Barely even. It was second earlier. That probably is a fumble.
Yeah, really good job. Actually, honestly, holding on to it by the ball carrier there, and probably had some backups on the O-line in as well. This pass is caught by the Titans, number 21, and tipped it, cuts it back. What a move.
34-yard touchdown reception by Josiah Walker.
What a move there. Josiah Walker getting some offensive reps. That was pretty impressive right there.
Yeah, that was a great play design. I think they were just trying to get the first down. Just blockers got out. Josiah caught the screen pass, came in, went back out, broke a tackle, and broke a man's ankles as well around the 6-yard line. Got into the end zone. Make it 48-0 now.
Yeah, great job by Josiah. I don't remember him playing offense in the past, at least not at the varsity level. He's been, a cornerback and a starting one at that for a couple years now. But Evan Goldschmidt hits the upright. Kick is no good. But with 5:13 to go in the third quarter, Titans extend the lead to 48-0.
What? Oh, yeah. I think that's Coach Raymond. He's a former NFL player. Underline there on the right. All right.
Did a little recon work. The running back number 25 is Tyson Tiller, sophomore. He's a good little hooper, and definitely had a welcome to moment there, welcome to varsity football moment. And I think there was definitely a miscommunication there, as it looked like kind of an onside type kick, and that is not what Coach Mickens wanted. Up 48-0. I think he's explaining to everybody that was not what we wanted to do. I think it was also a different kicker. Connor Hargan kicked that one and kicked an onside kick. And Coach Mickens is making it very clear that that is not what he wanted. But Fort Union did a nice job. I mean, you're not obviously expecting an onside kick at 48-0, and they did well to recover and maintain possession.
He said it was looking a script, not just
Long throw is broken up. Good coverage there.
Incomplete to the receiver.
And KJ Harris was in on the coverage. I think Caden Harris as well. It's two brothers in coverage there together.
Yeah, work together well. Fort Union trying to go to the outside, try something a little different. Down 48-0. You got to try something different.
For sure. It's a good throw. I mean,
yeah.
you gave him a chance. Yeah, I think what we're hearing is I think the attempt on that kickoff was to try a squib kick, and it's the backup kicker, and he just didn't quite execute it right. But
they were apologizing.
yeah. Definitely not trying to to do that. Good positive run here for Nehemiah Allen. He is a first down and more, and it finally brought down. Pretty good tackle made by Josh Minzio, but not until a strong run by Allen for 24 yards. And, you know, I said it earlier, but military schools, I mean, they never quit. They're used to being put in a day-to-day basis into difficult situations and adversity, and that's sort of the whole mindset at a military school is fighting through that and learning that resilience. So, you know, I think you see that from Fort Union here. Even down 48-0, they went for a long pass. It was almost completed. Before that, even a good job recovering that squib kick, and then a nice strong run there by Allen.
Yeah, on that play, I saw KJ Harris like holding his hands up, looking for like a holding flag, but at this stage in the game, probably not going to get that. And he was the corner on that play, which allowed number 8 to get far outside.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, JJ. It's going to take a lot, I think, to throw a flag at this point. I think that officials want to keep the clock moving. Of course, if it's obvious or blatant, but now here we do have an official timeout. I think maybe just a player was down a little bit, but I don't see a flag. I noticed Mason Love's pads are off. We already mentioned Devion Brown is done for the day, and so definitely the Titans. Some of the big guns are getting the third and fourth quarter off with the 48-0 lead. Second and 6. Pass up the middle, well covered and almost intercepted. Good coverage though. I believe that was Marquez Bullock. Again, maybe it's my old eyes. It's a little hard for me to tell some of the numbers with the green numbers on the gray uniforms, but that looked like 18 to me.
Yeah, could have had his first interception as a tight end. Just couldn't get both hands up there to pull it down. He almost pulled it down with one, but just couldn't do it.
Yeah, coverage is perfect. They were looking again for number 12, who I think they've hit a couple times. Justin Canty had the biggest play of the day for the Blue Devils, about a 40-yard reception earlier. Nehemiah Allen has nowhere to go. Sadiq Pone, one of about 6 Titan tacklers. Maddox Patrick is in there as well.
Back for a loss. 3, 4.
And, yeah, Cole Dameron, Beck Sullivan, they were all in on that one.
It just shows you that it doesn't matter who's in the front 7. They can all swarm to the ball. They can all make plays. You just said Maddox Patrick. This is his first year playing football, I think. He's a basketball player.
Yep.
But, yeah, they can all swarm to the ball. They can all get it done. Like I said, the defensive tackles have a 4-man rotation coming in and out. So it's just a very good front 7 for the Titans.
Absolutely, and the coaches have had great things to say about Maddox. They're going up top there. Good coverage. Fuma looking for a flag, but I think just a tangle of legs. But yeah, on that point about Maddox, I mean, I believe he played middle school football, but this is his first time playing here at Trinity he's a junior. He's a very good basketball player, and I think very likely probably a starter on varsity this year in basketball. But he's returned to football, which he had not played since middle school, and several coaches have told me he's been it's just really taken to it quickly, and that he has a chance to, potentially be a college player if that's the route he wants to go. He's got great size and agility, And that was 4th down, of course, there for Fork Union. So Titans will take back over at their own 30-yard line. And the clock on quarter number 3 is going to run out here. So with 1 quarter left to play, your score, Trinity Episcopal 48, Fork Union Military Academy 0. And this 4th quarter probably will fly by with we're now into running clock. I'm still curious if we'll see a backup quarterback. We've seen a number of starters get a rest. Will Deke Scogan get a rest? Offense is going out there. I don't see Deke, so it looks like it is going to be Cole Butler, 9th grader. I think when I was talking about the coaching staff earlier, JJ, I think I forgot to mention Mr. John Deakins. Mr. Deakins is a great football pedigree. He played Division I football at Delaware, and he coached in Florida, as well as he was on the coaching staff at the school where he previously taught, another school in town that I will remain nameless right now, but someone we'll be seeing on November 1st. I'll just say that. No, but there's Tyson Tiller with a hit in the hole for about a 5-yard run, handoff by Cole Butler. Yeah, so Coach Deakins the other coaches have told me he's been awesome. Really, knows the game inside and out, and so just a lot of great minds, football minds on this coaching staff. Did you have Mr. Deakins for English?
Nah, never.
He's I've heard he's a great English teacher as well, so great to see him prowling the sidelines on this coaching staff. 2nd and about 5. Another handoff. Good little move there. Tyson Tiller. His first couple carries were tough going, but he's doing great. He picked up about 14 yards and a first down.
We're used to talking about like the big guys, but like the small guys like me and you, this kind of why it helps.
Yeah.
2 dudes literally arms went right over top of his helmet. He ducked and was able to pick up an extra 7-8 yards.
Yeah, I love seeing the little guys have some success for sure. And of course, I went to Trinity, but we actually didn't have football when I was here. There was a gap of a few years where we had it previously, and then there just weren't enough people to play, and it went away. And of course, it came back. But I would have loved to play, at least in my mind. I always said I would like to play, but it's one thing to say it. But when you're 5'7" at the time, about 130, I don't know. But Tyson is about that size, and that's the downside because Tyson just got rocked on that one by the big nose guard. He's been in there a couple times, Julius Mondesir, with a big tackle, and that time Tyson went backwards. But I never did get to have that dream. Now, did you ever play football?
Yeah, I played freshman year.
That's right. I remember that now. It's kind of before I knew you, though.
Yeah.
I hadn't taught you yet at that point. All right, clock running down right around 9.5 minutes. Cole hands off again to Tyson Tiller. Tyson's showing some strength. I mean, he moved about 3 yards after first contact there. I helped coach JV basketball a little bit last year with TB, and I coached TB, so it was really fun for me to get to work with him a little bit. And Tyson was on that team, and he's a very good basketball player. Again, small. I mean, as a 9th grader, he's probably only about 5'5", might be a little bigger now, but he's got great court vision, great handle, good ball handler, and super coachable kid, tough kid. So it's fun watching him get these carries out here, playing varsity football as a 10th grader. This time we're going to see the first throw of the, I think, career for Cole Butler, and it's a completion to KJ Harris. KJ reverses fields and didn't pick up much yardage. We also saw one of the linemen a little slow to get up, but he does get up, and that is Miles Love, I believe. You do not want to see anybody get hurt now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure KJ was supposed to cut it back across the grain there, but he looked to break a big one.
wasn't much space to go anyway. The Fort Union defense was able to close down pretty quickly.
I'm watching Coach Bell, though, tell him, like, take that up the sideline, you know. Up the sideline, you maybe had to make one or two guys miss. You cut back across, you got to make a lot of guys miss. All right, for the first time today as a punter, we're going to see Hugh Stone. He had a reception earlier as the play clock, I believe, just ran out, so it might push him back a few yards here. But unless they got a timeout before. No, it is going to be. It is a delay of game. So Huey will have a little more room to punt this, but he's a great punter. We mentioned that he just committed to play football at Carnegie Mellon. Very, very strong academic school up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Huey, I think, is going to be playing tight end and some punting. Let's see what his first punt of the day looks like. It's a good one. Hits and gets a Titan bounce, and it's downed by the Titans, Khalid Rayner. But let's see, that punt was about a 40-yarder. So good job by Huey, and we've seen him. I mean, he's been the starting punter now, really, I think, since 9th grade. And he's a lot bigger than he was as a 9th grader, but continues to be a consistent force in the punt game for the Titans. He did have one his 9th grade year. Ash, you might remember this because I made a lot of fun of Hugh, but he had like a 1-yard punt. Remember, we opened the year up in Ohio, or maybe that was his sophomore year when we had the first game of the year up in Ohio. His sophomore year, yeah. And he had like a 1-yard punt, and I gave him a really hard time in class for like weeks after that. All right, just 7:23 to go. JJ, you a college football fan?
Kind of. I watch it for like the good football, but both my parents went to UVA, so I'm technically a UVA fan. But I'm not like, let's go UVA, y'all gotta win. I just like watching them play, and then of course the big games like Bama and then Florida State. I didn't expect that one to happen, but Texas versus Ohio State, all those games, I watched a little bit of those.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I love college football. Same as you, like UVA, that's where I went to, so that's my team. But get it going this year. But, yeah, good one tonight, Michigan, Oklahoma. Looking forward to probably watching that tonight.
A couple of people from Trinity. Zayrob went to UVA, and he was I'm not sure if he played during the summer camp game. I don't think he would have because he wouldn't have been on campus yet, but I've like talked to him before. He's like done pretty well during fall camp.
Yeah, he got some snaps last week against Coastal Carolina. I think he played maybe like 2 possessions. So really proud of him. All right, running play here. This is not Allen, who's done most of the run. It's a good run, though, by number 5 there. That's Bryant Ray with a first down. Picked up about 15. And, yeah, broke a couple tackles. Good job by Bryant.
It was a nice, strong run. I thought they had him down at about like a 6-yard gain, but he broke 2 people off and also carried somebody while carrying the football and got tackled down, but was able to pick up the first down in the process.
Yeah, nice job there by Bryant Ray. We might be having a little bit of issues with our video, but we're working to get that going again. But I think our audio is still working, and it is 48-0, not 12-0, as the score bug might say. Another good run for Fuma.
Adam Goodman on the tackle. Allen run gain of 9 yards.
9-yard gain there will make it 2nd and 1 from the 48. All right, 2nd and 1 handoff. Another good run by Ray. Good tackle made there by the Titans. I think it was Cole Dameron, but it was a first down run by Bryant Ray. He picked up a couple yards that he needed, and the ball is spotted right at midfield. Fuma has, I think, only been in Titan territory once today, so we'll see if they can make it across midfield again. Of course, most of the starting defenders are now out for Trinity. Josiah Walker is still in, although he's playing safety. Usually plays corner. They are going to look to throw, and Marquez Bullock in coverage. He's impressed me today. His first home game as a Titan. Clock's still running now. About 4:40 to go, and
it was 3 strong run plays in a row from Fork Union. Though I was a little surprised they went to the passing game, but not super duper surprised because of course Trinity's going to be expecting a run, 3 straight runs and 2 first downs off those runs.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that the Blue Devils, would love to come out here with some points, and they may just do that as it's a run around the left side by Bryant Ray, but there is a flag on the play, so I think this is going to come back. It was about a 25-yard run for Bryant Ray. Again, I think unfortunately our video has gone out, but thanks for those who have stuck with us, and Titans are less than 4 minutes away from hopefully getting this win. It is a hold against Fork Union. But yeah, I know one of the big points of emphasis this week for Trinity defensive coordinator Wally Rayner was a shutout. Really wanted a shutout. Last week Trinity had a 36-7 lead at North Cross, and even though the Titans hung on to win, North Cross ended that game with 21 unanswered points. So 36-7 became 36-28, and that was not the standard that the coaches preach about. So, and even last year against Fork Union, that game ended with 21 unanswered by Fork Union after the Titans had built, I think, a 42-8 lead. So the big emphasis this week was to keep them off the scoreboard, and the Titans are just about 3 minutes away from doing that. But Fuma would love to get points on the board. Good run by Nehemiah Allen. He picked up about 7 that time. All right, play clock down to about 5. Fuma looks to pass. It is incomplete. And coverage was provided there by Adam Goodman.
I think the intended pass was to be a screen, but it just wasn't open. So, because the person the quarterback threw the ball to was still blocking while the ball was coming towards him.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anything, it seemed like that would have maybe been offensive pass interference, but it was just a total miscommunication, and ultimately comes to nothing. Now, we are, of course, as we mentioned a couple times, we're in a running clock scenario with the margin being 48-0, so we've run under 2 minutes. It is 4th down here, and if the Titans can get a stop, I would think they would probably just be able to kneel on it, and it's an interception, but there is a flag, and they might get a pass interference here. That interception, I believe, was by Bullock. He almost had one earlier. It is going to be defensive holding against the Titans, so that's going to be an automatic first down. And instead of the Titans being able to take a knee and end this thing, Fuma will have the opportunity to score. Working hard to get the video back up, but trust we've got about 95 seconds left in this thing. At least we got our scoreboard working properly again. And JJ, I forgot to tell you this previously, but one of your jobs as color analyst is there is a fumble in the handoff, but the Fork Union quarterback falls on it. One of your jobs as analyst at the end of this thing, which will be pretty soon here, is going to be to give your player of the game.
Okay.
So just take a minute, think about that. Some games I feel like it's pretty obvious. One guy really stands out today. A little harder, you know, been pretty spread out in terms of who has gotten in the end zone, who has made big plays. So we got about 45 seconds, and then I'm gonna get a player of the game vote from you. You want to vote, Ash?
For a player? No.
Ash said, no, I'm good. So, but we'll hear from JJ here in a second. There is a timeout called. Correction, sorry. Never mind. There's just a 2-yard run, and the clock is running. That could be the last play of the game. Fork Union looks to maybe try and get one more play off. So we're about 10 seconds left. They are lining up to try and get one final snap. They do get the play off. Will the shutout be preserved? Yes, it will. So the Prep League opener, the home opener, the debut of color commentator JJ Welcher ends up in a 48-0 Titan win. And pretty much, other than the thunderstorms, pretty much that was the only thing that could stop the Titans today, as the offense, defense, and special teams all had a great game. But, all right, JJ, now is the time to put you on the spot. Who is your player of the game for this 48-0 win?
So my player of the game is going to be C.J. Gray. He ran very hard at the start of the game, got the early touchdown and set up. Oh, no, the early touchdown was set up by Davion Brown, but yeah, punched it in early. My second option would be Carson Parks. Once again, he ran very hard, so the two of them together played outstanding. I want to shout out the defensive front seven as well. Held it down, didn't allow much up the middle until the very end. Forced a couple sacks, forced a couple fumbles, and even got a touchdown on defense as well, which I'm pretty sure Coach Wally would be really happy about.
Yeah, 100%. I think those are all great votes and great shouts by you. And I don't know, it was such a great day. I'm going to take the liberty of doing offense, defense, and special teams today. My offense, I am going to go with Carson Parks, who had the 2 touchdowns. If you had said Carson, I would have said CJ. I mean, that 2-headed monster in the backfield, both I think deserves it. On defense, I got to go with Mason Love. Mason made a bunch of great tackles, sacks. Shout out to Trey Cherry, though, as well, with the 2 fumble recoveries. And then special teams, Evan Goldschmidt. Every kickoff went through the end zone. I mean, I believe that would be, we scored 7 touchdowns plus the second half kickoff. So I'm pretty sure that's 8 kicks by Evan Goldschmidt. Each and every one went through the end zone. So awesome job by him. And really just an awesome game for the Titans. I think next week will be a much bigger challenge as Woodbury Forest Tigers, the reigning Prep League champs, come to town. And they beat Trinity last year, so that's going to be a really big challenge, but should be a great game. We will be here. JJ will be back. Ash will be back. Our camera will be back. And I am so excited for next Saturday as the 2-0 Titans will take on the Woodbury Forest Tigers. JJ, great job by you on your first call. I would have never known this is your first time doing football, but you clearly know the sport. And of course, you had great training in sports broadcasting last year. And then the veteran Ash Bell, finally a senior, and yet it feels like Ash was just a freshman. So keeping the family tradition alive. Thank you all for watching. This was a blast. We'll see you next week, 2 o'clock, Tigers and Titans. We will see you then. Have a great weekend.